All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Katie, and we're going to talk about our upcoming practitioner course. They'll be starting in January of 2027. Yes, there'll be a replay today. I'm really excited to share this with you guys because it has been such a pivotal piece for me in my learning, my journey, my work in all aspects of what that word means in professional life and family life and the bioquantum life. So a little bit of background for me when I've started learning from Jules in 2021 and really got so much out of her classes, love to listen to things multiple times. Each time you experience her work, you get a new something out of that because your consciousness is always changing. And I remember when she first was ready to roll out her practitioner program, I really sat in that because it's a long commitment. It's a year together. I wasn't sure what my kind of work would look like. And as I really sat in what this program felt like, to me, it is really an experience in mastery. So I know many of the people in our community are already successful healers, or you're really not interested in working in any sort of healing work, but you can feel there's something of importance, of magnitude to this work. And to be able to sit in the material week after week, to be able to deepen through the material in the other courses as you're learning these practitioner foundations, it was everything for me. So I just wanted to start by saying whether you're a healer or not a healer, or you're experienced or you're newer to the community, there's just so much that you can get out of this course and this work. So we know healing is evolving, in just the traditional medical world, the science is always changing. And most of the healing work that I've experienced up to this point is focusing on what's happening or why things are happening, what needs to change, what do I need to do to change. But in the bioquantum work, we are looking more from a position of from what level of my consciousness, from what plane am I trying to make a change? And so that subtle difference can make all the difference because it's a step further than parts work by saying, okay, which part of me is needing to get something from that? But it is similar in the way that we want to be able to begin to separate from the parts of us, the identities that are making decisions, and no longer identify in the form, but begin to identify in frequency and begin to identify in the quantum body. So, from the practitioner certification, the mission of the course is to train healers and way showers to ascend their own biology so we can guide others to do the same. So that's why this course can reach so many different types of people, is because the work does start with us. Because for so many different reasons, in foundation, we have our foundations course later today. We'll be talking about the seven elements. And one of the key pieces of information in that course that you would also get in the practitioner is nothing exists outside of ourselves. So when we begin to absorb the technology, to live the technology, we have these giant ripples outwards in ways that you can't predict. So please feel free to jump in if you have any thoughts or questions as we're moving through. I have a little bit of information prepared, and then we'll have some time for questions. But there are three major certifications that you would go through the practitioner course. We begin with understanding the foundations of the bioquantum technology, and then we move into DQ. DQ is, if we had to simplify it to just one statement, it's teaching our body that identity can change. And that can be huge for people. We're beginning to learn that we can operate outside the identities that we have put on ourselves, that we have chosen to live, the good and the bad. We will then move into the gene code certification. So you'll learn how to use the gene code cards to do gene code readings and to do recoding with the gene codes. And then we move into ohm codes. Ohm codes teaches us that identity can shift to frequency. Once you start to be able to live from frequency, that's when so much of the magic can occur. Most healing programs teach us to replace one identity with another identity. And that can be helpful for a time, but eventually we want to evolve beyond that and to begin to experience ourselves as frequency. So that would be through the Ohm code certification. And then we move into the DMT certification. And there's so much good stuff that comes through DMT. So DMT is the experience of turning on the operating system of the DNA and beginning to live from that place. And so there's a lot of different modalities that kind of fold into this, or these different tools we have that fold into this DMT module. But the DMT is the heavy lift, or the big technology that you experience through the practitioner training. So we move from what do I believe to who am I being to what frequency am I embodying through this technology. Any questions on that before we get a little bit of an experience? Beautiful. So just to give you a taste of what I'm talking about, I would like you to pull something up from the mind that you've been working on, something you'd like to change, something a little bit lower stakes. So hopefully there's something that comes to mind. And as you just kind of sense into that, as you think about it, this situation, something present with you right now, just asking yourself what's happening here. What do I want to be different? What am I doing to try and change it? What do I need to believe? What do I need to believe in order to make this change happen? So as you're kind of thinking about that or sensing that, you're approaching this from a lens of form. So when we ask questions like that, we're thinking about the circumstance, the outcome, maybe the emotion that you want to feel or don't want to feel, any density in the body, relationship or story. So we're attempting to change form from within form. So now, as you're holding this situation in your awareness, you're not trying to change anything. Just noticing the thoughts, maybe any emotions that come up, how your body's feeling. Recognizing that there's nothing that needs to be fixed in this situation. Just observing what's here. So who are you in this experience? Who do you become in this experience? Are you the one that always struggles? The one with something to prove or to control? The one that needs to be chosen? Just noticing the identity that's actually asking the question through your situation. So what would it look like if we didn't need to create a new identity to receive information about this question, this conundrum? Are you able to let go of defining yourself by what needs to happen? Are you able to let go of defining yourself by how the outcome is supposed to be? And if you're able to do that, what remains? What frequency is here on the other side of identity? Is there peace? Is there freedom? Is there expansion? where do you experience this frequency? What's happening to your breath, to your body? Does anything become more spacious? Now, while you're really in that expansiveness, kind of welcome that original circumstance back in, but don't go into it from the place of identity. See if you can just hold that spaciousness and allow that situation to come in the mind at the same time. Staying present in what's happening in the body. And just notice if the experience is still the same from here. Can you hold this frequency in the body without needing it to do anything? When it feels good, we can come back together. So, just curious if anybody was able to sense something different, receive different information, experience that circumstance from a different lens. Did it feel any different when you are in frequency versus identity?
Yeah, it felt, at first it felt dense, and then I could feel it start to dissolve. Yeah, it's really nice.
Exactly. It can be really simple. There's not, you may not always get information if you're bringing a question or a concern to that place of frequency, but from that place, everything can change. That's where we begin to learn to hold our consciousness in an abstract frequency, where we can begin to experience everything outside of our programming is from that clean, pure frequency place. So through practitioner training, we're learning identity can change through DQ. We'll learn how to continue to read the technology, read the DNA through ohm codes or through gene codes, card reading. Then we'll learn to read frequency of the DNA through ohm codes. And then we'll learn how to engage with our DNA as the operating system through source frequency. We begin to learn to run our lives and those of our clients through DNA, not from the mind, not even from the body in the way we know it now, but from the frequency of the DNA. And then once we do that for ourselves, we begin to be able to do that for others. So just going to pop over here to the comments. Take into a steady peace. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you, Emily. I felt constricted and frustrated, and then went into observing and seeing the lesson for me and the other person and how important it both is. Great. Yes, you just get a different perspective. We could call it a higher perspective, but it's just from that clean, pure place. Thank you for sharing. So, learning to be able to do that for other people is learning how to interpret where we're holding our consciousness first, and then being able to interpret where others are holding their consciousness. Because people are not going to come in and say, "Oh, I'm operating from the second level of consciousness." That would make our jobs easier, but that's not how it goes. We become, as a practitioner, the trained observer, bringing presence so that the field can rearrange. And so, on a quantum level, what we are doing is we're learning to hold our particles of our body in this abstract frequency and creating an opportunity for the other person's field to rearrange with ours, knowing that there's no separation, but in these opportunities where we're in reflection with another person, we're allowing the particles to shift and change together. As the practitioner, you get to a place where you learn to hold your consciousness so that it's not disrupted by others, maybe in a different place with their consciousness. So we're able to hold steady in our field and help our body will help the others' particles learn to rearrange to be held in a different place too. That because the practitioner is part of the technology, we become able to hold presence from our DNA to show others what's possible in that place too, through presence. So, through the practitioner training, we're going to learn to read, to recognize patterns across the body, mind, consciousness, frequency, and lived experience. We're going to learn to discern where transformation is asking to occur and what type of support is appropriate. We learn so many different tools within the practitioner training, and we learn the different times to apply them. We're learning to facilitate structured bioquantum methodologies to support others' transformation as well as ourselves. We're learning to integrate nervous system awareness, emotional intelligence, embodiment, and most importantly, that coherence, that clean coherence that when we turn on the evolution technology, we can tap into that and experience that. We're learning to hold that. And then we're become a leader, able to hold ethical discernment, standards, scope awareness, and responsibility. So this program, as I said, is really for anyone on their journey. For experienced practitioners, there's lots of ways to deepen into the work. And for me, as I've developed and experienced more of my psychic gifts, there's opportunity for changing an identity in there. From using your clairs in a specific way, that can become a program. So for more experienced practitioners, even getting to step outside of that identity, there's so much here for growth. And then for those newer to the work and just wanting to hold that technology, there's lots of opportunity to deepen there too. Hi, France. Please feel free to share.
Um, I'm wondering to say, I don't know, I know bio quantum since last May. Yeah, I find that program very interesting, but I have the impression too, I'm not enough, not enough, not enough pre school. I need to go to kind of kindergarten school in quantum because when do we feel well? Yeah, that's it. So we needed to do at least something. We cannot get in that class without having a minimum.
In the practitioner training?
Yeah, to join this program.
So the way it's laid out is that anybody could join, even if they have no experience in the bioquantum community, because we will start with foundations again, and then move straight into DQ, straight into the gene code certification, into ohm codes, into DMT, and they're all kind of broken down into individual certifications within the entire program. Now, that being said, I know how it feels like we need to go back to kindergarten in the community because it can be such a big learning curve with what we're doing. Um, but the information is all there. And the nice thing about the practitioner program is you'll have a partner each week. So we'll meet with class each week, but then you'll also have a partner that will rotate through the different certifications. So you'll get to work with everybody in the training. And that's where the good stuff happens is in reflection. Because a lot of times if you're going through this work right now, just quote unquote by yourself, you don't have another person to have reflection with. Your consciousness is changing, but if you don't have anybody to reflect with you, there's a lot of opportunity in that reflection. And so the practitioner program is more of a structured way for you to have that experience of, okay, I'm here, I'm deepening into the material, and then I have this partner time where I can begin to reflect with another person. And so a lot of the growth comes in that relationship development of practicing with another. Because it's one thing to read about it and memorize all the modules that Jules has put together for us. It's completely different to be able to hold it and live it with another person, which is the goal, to be able to hold it and live it with other people. Does that make sense?
Yeah, to hold it and live it.
That's the goal.
Yeah. So yeah.
And just to use a little bit of analogy from my last 12 years as an optometrist, we have a blind spot in the center of our eyes. So you can map it. You can find, if you hold your eye really still, everybody has a big blind spot right in the middle. But our brain is really smart and it gets completely filled in. And so this work can be like that when you're out in the world. Our brain fills in so many things that we're not even aware of when we're stepping into an identity or programming. And so that's part of what is so potent for me about this work, is to be in it every week. It's bringing it so much up to the forefront of the mind so that when you step into those blind spots, there's more of an awareness to make that change. Thank you for your question. Anyone else, feel free to
And
jump in.
how investment it takes, how many, how often do we have to meet, and
We would
what
meet
is the
once a week.
schedule?
Yep, we're going to meet once a week starting in January. For anybody who feels called to join in right now, there's a link on the website to take advantage of an early bird discount. You get $1,000 off the course. You'd pay the deposit now when you sign up, and that secures your $1,000 off. And then you'll get an email next week welcoming you into the practitioner program. And so all of that is live on the website right now. And it's about 45 weeks, so almost to the end of the year, to be able to deepen into the material. So once a week structured. That being said, I think the months that have 5 weeks, we have a break week. So it's about 45 weeks of training. And then you would have your practitioner time. So you'll have access to the group where you'll be able to, like I said, rotate through the practice times with different practitioners where you'll be able to practice the work.
Who is teaching?
I'll be teaching it.
Oh, okay.
Any other questions?
I'll put the link in the chat.
Thanks, Neil. And then at the end of the course, you will be able to be certified once you'll have an opportunity to sit with me or Jules to go through the material. You'll receive a certification at the end. And then we have a practitioner directory on the BioQuantum website as well, where other people can receive sessions from the BioQuantum practitioners. All right. Any other questions today? Neil, do you have anything you want to share about your journey with the practitioner
I just
course?
want to share I'm in the 8th month of the journey and I'm loving it. I had no idea it would be this transformative for me. So if you're feeling any kind of nudge, just jump in.
Missy, are you there? Missy was in the practitioner course with me my first year. I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but if you had anything you wanted to share, we would love to hear from you.
Well, I want to make um, the distinction that originally I was not um, thinking of offering the work as a business or to others. I was basically taking it for myself. And it's since starting to work with Jules since 2023, I've made great strides in my working to recover from Parkinson's. So even if it's just a personal calling, I would certainly, um, at this point, I'm wholeheartedly on board. So it's a wonderful opportunity. It's unlike a lot of trainings I've taken, which my trainings have been psychology, massage therapy, uh, Reiki, and hypnotherapy for just just a few. So my experience has been definitely transformational, and I would highly recommend it. So it's an opportunity to take advantage of a system that's not offered anywhere else that I know of. And I've looked at a lot of systems. So thank you. Thanks, Katie. Thanks, Neil. Thanks for the opportunity to speak. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Well, any other questions or comments? Yeah, Franz. Oh, we're still muted. Let me see if I can. Okay, see if you can unmute now. Here we
Yeah,
go.
I know how to do that. I don't know much of the computer, but I know this one. Uh, um, what I want to ask? Oh, the information you just gave us, is it written somewhere? I like to read that sometimes because it's you when you speak, you have a faster rhythm than me, and see here. Oh, this is the I have this lower operating system coming up, or the matrix. It's shorter. That you say I don't want to miss anything.
I would be happy. I made an outline just from my experience in the practitioner program and then from the website, but I'm happy to message that to you if you don't mind putting your, and you know what? I can message you on the Mighty platform, the community platform. I can drop it in the chat. Do you know how to get to your messages from there?
The message for me?
If I'll say I can send you my outline that I made
Yeah.
for today on the Mighty platform, the community platform.
Oh, this is a mighty platform. Oh, Dean Needs have
You
done.
know where you go to get the membership, the
We,
Zoom link.
yeah, I know that.
Okay, I'll send you a message on that platform. I can send you my outline that I made.
Yeah, but the message will where it will be. It will be.
It should be able to go, you should see it pop up on the website, unless Neil, you can think of a better place, but
I'm not sure I will get it because I don't know what you're saying.
Franz, are you okay if I provide Katie your email address?
Oh, yes, yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay,
I'll get it to
that'll
you.
be good.
I
I'll
have it.
just email you my outline.
Oh, yes, this is so simple. Oh, oh,
Happy
so
to do
simple. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Neil. You find an easy solution.
this. All right, everyone. Well, if there's anything else,
Oh,
questions, you'll see me in the Mighty community, and I hope to see you all on membership calls. Okay, let me write down this email too.
there was another lady. Oh, how she did that? How she wrote something? I can give it to you too. How she did that? She wrote her I'm still.
Yes.
How she's done that in the chat?
Yep, she dropped it in the chat. Let me just get
Okay, in
the
the chat. I can do it now.
Neil's got you covered.
I took care of it already, Franz.
New message down here. Here?
Thank you, Sandy. Thank you, Cher.
Franz,
And
I
then
gave your email
Oh,
address to
you
Katie
done.
already.
Okay, I will practice.
No worries.
Emily, I will find out how long the early bird will be up. This is our first kind of informational webinar. So I imagine it's going to be up, the end of the year is 3 months away, which is crazy, but it should be up for a little bit longer. But I'll find out exactly when Jules is intending that for you. All right, everyone. Have a good day and hope to see you in some of the other courses. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, and pretty soon.
That's right. I'll see you in just a little bit, Franz.
Hmm,